كل فعل يراد به التقرب إلى الله عز وجل وهو خلاف السنة فهو بدعة ضلالة.
We're going to play to you, inshallah ta'ala, a short piece of advice from the noble Shaykh, the Allama, and the Imam, as he has been described by the great scholars of our era, Rabi ibn Hadi al-Madkhali, hafidhahullah ta'ala. And this piece of advice comes, it coincides with this gathering, with this seminar the Shaykh has given as a recorded piece of advice. And so we're going to play this to you, inshallah ta'ala. And after that, I'm going to translate to you the advice of the Shaykh.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man tabi'a hudah. Amma ba'd. فإني أوصي السلفيين وخاصة المجتمعين حول أبي خديجة أوصيهم ونفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل والإخلاص لله في كل قول وعمل والجد في طلب العلم ونشره في المسلمين، في أهل البدع، في النصارى، في اليهود ينشرون الإسلام، فإن كثيرا من الناس سيتقبلون إن شاء الله الحق إذا هناك جد في الدعوة إلى الله تبارك وتعالى. فجدوا في الدعوة إلى الله وتميزوا بالعلم وادرسوا كتب ابن تيمية وابن القيم بعد كتاب الله وسنة رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم، وجدوا في طلب العلم. ينفع الله بكم إن شاء الله، ولأن يهدي الله بك رجلا واحدا خير لكم من خير النعم. وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.
So as for the translation of this very short, concise advice to us, the Shaykh began, in the name of Allah, the graciously merciful, the ever merciful. All praise is due to Allah, and may Allah mention with good and grant safety to Allah's messenger, his family, his companions, and whoever followed his guidance. To proceed, then indeed I advise the Salafis, and specifically those who are with Abu Khadija, I advise them and myself with the taqwa of Allah, the mighty and majestic. Utmost sincerity to Allah in every instance of speech and deed, striving in the pursuit and acquisition of knowledge and spreading this knowledge among the ranks of the Salafis, the people of innovation, the Christians and the Jews. They should spread Islam, for there are many people, if Allah wills, who will accept the truth. Hence, you should be earnest in calling to Allah, the Blessed and Exalted. So be earnest in calling to Allah and distinguish yourselves through the acquisition of knowledge. Study the books of Ibn Taymiyyah and Ibn al-Qayyim after the book of Allah and the sunnah of Allah's messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Strive in earnest in acquiring knowledge, and Allah will bring benefit through you if Allah wills. And that Allah guides a single person through you is better than red camels, which are the most prized of possessions. May Allah mention with good and grant safety to our Prophet Muhammad, his family and his companions. So just to really summarize the main points of the advice of the Shaykh, hafidhahullah ta'ala, he began by first of all advising Salafis in general in the West. Every Salafi in the West. This nasiha is directed to you. And then he mentioned, and specifically those who are with Abu Khadija. And so the Shaykh is referring to Maktabah Salafiyyah and the du'at and the tulabul ilm who are upon what the brothers are upon. So the advice is specifically to those who are with Abu Khadija upon this da'wah. And likewise the various marakis and the masajid who are all upon the same manhaj, the same aqidah, who are calling to the same aqidah, the same manhaj. Advice to those who are involved in da'wah, specifically to those, in general to the Salafis, and specifically to those who are involved in da'wah. The Shaykh says, I advise them and myself with, number one, the taqwa of Allah, the mighty and majestic. So taqwa is the starting point. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ اللَّهُ. Taqwa precedes the acquisition of knowledge. And if you have taqwa of Allah, Allah will instruct you, Allah will teach you. Then the Shaykh mentioned utmost sincerity, al-ikhlas fi kulli qawlin wa amal. Utmost sincerity in every single speech and every single deed. And then after this, to strive in the pursuit and acquisition of knowledge. So we must be sincere in seeking knowledge. If we are not sincere in seeking knowledge, then that knowledge will be devoid of barakah, and it will not last, and the fruits of that knowledge will not appear. Only that which is sincere and for the face of Allah Azza wa Jal will bear the fruits. Hence taqwa comes first and ikhlas comes thereafter. Then on top of that comes the seeking of knowledge for the face of Allah, for the sake of Allah. So seek knowledge, strive in the pursuit and acquisition of knowledge. And thereafter the Shaykh advised that this knowledge be spread amongst various categories of people, amongst the ranks of the Salafis themselves. Thereafter amongst the people of bid'ah. Thereafter amongst the Nasara, the Christians. And thereafter amongst the Yahud. So we give da'wah to every faction, every category of people. In the Gharb, we have Nasara and the Yahud, who are the majority. And then you have various factions of Ahlul Bid'ah, all the various factions of Ahlul Bid'ah. And likewise the Salafis themselves, who are in need of ilm, of the sound, correct ilm. Then the Shaykh says after this, after all of these steps, taqwa, ikhlas, talabul ilm, and nashr, spreading it, the Shaykh says they should spread Islam. For there are many people, if Allah wills, who will accept the truth. There are many people out there, millions of people. The only reason they are not accepting the da'wah is because our da'wah has not reached them. And because in front of them what they see when you know, in the various avenues that people use to reach other people, all they see is people like maybe Mufti Menk, Munajjid, and all these various, you know, entertainment people who use the tube and whatever else. That's what they see. So it is upon us to make our da'wah reach these people, to spread this da'wah and to make them reach these people. Why? Because amongst those people there are those who they will willingly accept the truth when they recognize it and when they see it. It's just that right now they don't have access to this ilm. And most people with their fitrah, they will recognize and they will accept Salafiyyah because they can see it is, as we said, Allah said, the Messenger said, the Sahaba said. They can see ilm rather than the opinions and things that they are used to hearing. So the Shaykh continues and said, so be earnest in calling to Allah. Be earnest in calling to Allah and distinguish yourselves through the acquisition of knowledge. This is the thing that distinguishes the Salafis from all other groups and factions. That we begin with ilm, we start with ilm. Because our da'wah is upon basira, following the prophets and messengers. And because it is upon basira, it means it has to begin with ilm. It has to begin with ilm. Then the Shaykh mentions how we go about this. He said, study the books of Ibn Taymiyyah and Ibn al-Qayyim after the book of Allah and after the sunnah of Allah's messenger. This is because these two imams of the religion, Ibn Taymiyyah and Ibn al-Qayyim, they came at a time when every type of innovation and every faction appeared, from the Khawarij, the Rafida, the Murji'ah, the Jahmiyyah, the Mu'tazila, the Ash'aris, the Maturidis, the Batiniyah, the deviant movements, the Sufis, the people of Wahdatul Wujud, the people of Ittihad, the arguments and polemics of the Christians, the arguments of the Yahud, the arguments of the Falasifa, the philosophers, the arguments of the atheists and the naturalists. When you read the books of these two Imams, you will see that they did not leave a person of falsehood, except that they refuted and exposed his falsehood upon the manhaj of the Salaf. And that's the difference. Upon the methodology of the Salaf. So that fiqh, that understanding of the religion, and that understanding of the ayat of Allah in his book, and that understanding of the ahadith of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu, and likewise the correct understanding of the athar of the Sahaba, you will find it in the books of these two Imams. And hence, for us to be giving da'wah to the Salafis themselves first of all, and then to Ahlul Bid'ah, and then to the Yahud and the Nasara, and likewise the atheists, then it is a must that we acquire this heritage which is in the books of these two Imams. And this is after we have studied the Book of Allah, the Sunnah of the Messenger of Allah and memorized, and so on and so forth. Then he said, Hafidhahullah, strive in earnest in acquiring knowledge, and Allah will bring benefit through you. If Allah wills, and that Allah guides a single person through you, is better than red camels. Red camels were the most prized of possessions amongst the Arabs. So similarly today, whatever is the most prized of possessions that a person might have, of transport and housing and whatever it might be, the most extravagant and the most, which is the prized possession of our time, then that you guide a single person is better for you than that prized possession. And with that, the Shaykh concludes, sending salat and salam upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family and his companions. So may Allah reward the Shaykh tremendously for taking the time to benefit us with this tremendous advice and this reminder.